Good morning. This is Michelle Gilhouse with Gilhouse Pottery. It's Friday, September 6th. I wrote it down this time so I wouldn't forget. And this morning I'd like to show you some bowls, okay? I only have 7. So these are bowls that are available in my studio inventory right now. They're not going out to the stores for the foreseeable future, so they're just here waiting for somebody to like them or for me to put them in the stores, all right? So I'm going to start out with this blue bowl. Trying to make sure I'm in frame here. That is left over from me sanding. That happens a lot. Anyway, nice blue bowl, just basic blue. It's got a little bit of a throwing marks on the outside and your favorite swirly thing in the center. It is just over 8 inches across and 3.5 tall. So a nice big serving bowl, biggish. Or if you really like a lot of cereal, that would work for that too. I have this one marked at $30 because it's pretty straightforward. It's a nice size. The glaze was simple. There aren't a lot of embellishments on it, so it's just a nice straightforward bowl. $30. This one is super fun. It's got glaze chips in it, so when I'm glazing, the bottles have the glaze dries on the edge. They chip off and they end up on the table. A lot of people just throw them away. I don't. I have a big bucket of glaze chips. So what I do is I glaze the inside, and while the base glaze, which in this case is white, while it's still wet, I put the chips in there, and then they melt randomly into these cool colors like that. This one does not have the swirl, and I'm saying that because some people, when they're using a bowl, they don't like the feel of the utensil going across the edge of the swirl. So that's why I'm saying that. Okay, so this one is glazed chips, random colors on the inside, and on the outside I've got this really cool sparkly glittery glaze. It's called Cosmic Tea Dust, but it looks really glittery. All right, this one I also have marked at $30. This one is also about 8 inches wide and about 3.5 tall. Oh, I didn't do my numbers. The blue bowl is number 1. The glazed chip bowl is number 2. Here's another $30 bowl. It's a little bit smaller than the others. It's got a really nice green glaze on the inside, and on the outside it's got a very luscious brown. This brown is called Turkish Amber, and it's one of my favorite glazes because it does a lot of cool things with other glazes, but on its own it's super beautiful. So that's what's on the outside of this one. Inside is green. It has a little bit of texture, but it's not an offensive texture if you don't want to feel that. I said $30. 7.5 inches wide, 3 inches tall. Number 3. Okay, this one is interesting. This is another $30 bowl. So this one is kind of cool. On the top I've got my, one of my favorite glazes is, it's called, it's called Power Turquoise, and I should know that because I use it all the time. Anyway, so it's got the turquoise on the outside, or on the inside. It does not have a swirl. It's got glazed dots around the edge here, and between the dots is unglazed. And then on the outside, I've done something called, I should just stop. God, okay. This is called chattering. It's a pattern that you can do by accident or on purpose. In this case, it was on purpose while I'm trimming the outside of the bowl. So it's got a nice texture on it called chattering. The color is an iron wash, and then I masked off areas down here to make these iron wash stripes. But this is the raw clay right here, and it's pretty cool, right? All right, as I said, $30, and it is 8 across exactly, and just maybe 3 1/4 tall. Number 4. Everybody needs a moment. I need a moment. Okay, this is a smaller bowl, but as you can see, it's got a lot of embellishments on it. And so this one's priced at $45. It's got a glaze on it that is blue, green, and then it breaks in areas to show some browns. And it's got these, I gotta get up for this, the handles on it. So it's got kind of a textured handle, and then some straps around the edge of the handle to show you how cool it is. Huh. I should do it like that. All right, so this guy is $45. And, oh, I forgot to show you the rim. Look at the rim. I did that. All right. Just under 8 inches and almost 3 inches tall. And that one is 5. Here we go. So this one has got handles. Oh, I have this one marked as 45 too. So the larger bowl, it's got handles. It's got the cool breaking in it from the swirl and the texture. And I've also got some throwing lines on the outside that are breaking, the glaze is breaking and showing a brown on that texture. This glaze is one of my favorites. It's called Stoned Denim. Yeah, like, not like, oh dude, let's get stoned. It's more like stoned denim from like the 80s pants, I guess. Like when you stonewash. I think that's what they mean. But anyway, it's one of my favorites. It's a beautiful glaze. So as you can see, really cool inside, really pretty. And then on the outside, I've got the same glaze, got a nice handle on there, $45. This one is 8.5, yeah, 8.5 across, and just over 3 inches tall. And it's number 6. And then finally, I told you I only have 7 bowls. This one is magical. Okay, this one is 45. This one has got such a beautiful glaze job on it. Okay, we've got the handles. Let's get past that. We have handles. And we've got a beautiful glaze combination on here. Oh, I have, I pushed some dots into the rim too here, so it's got a little extra interest. So this is, you've got your swirly, the texture isn't bad, you're not going to catch anything on there. Let's see, what do I want to say about this? So this is a pretty classic glaze combo that a lot of people use. And it's just because it's so freaking beautiful. You never know what you're going to get. Well, you do, but it's so beautiful. Okay, so the inside here is a glaze called Iron Luster. And then there's another glaze called Oatmeal, which literally looks like oatmeal, but it's reactive. So when it melts into the Iron Luster, it does all these really cool, like, blues and that cool wave in there. And then I've got that going around the outside too. And as you can see, like, it kind of drips a little bit. It's so cool. I love this combo. Anyway, this one is 45. It's a bigger bowl. It is, oh, this one's got a 9-inch span and 3.5-inch depth. And that one is number 7. So that's all the bowls that I have in the studio right now. Obviously I'm making more. I have some on the drying rack right now. I want to show you one that broke my heart. So when you're working in pottery, a lot of times things fail, right? You have problems. Hopefully your problems occur before you run the clay through the kiln so that you can recycle it, use it again. But the worst possible time to have a failure is after a glaze fire, because that's, you know, the final glaze, the final firing. You can refire if things go wrong, but ideally, you know, you want your pieces to come out correct. So look at this beautiful thing I made. It's got that power turquoise inside. It's got a copper rim and these copper handles. And then it's got copper on the outside. So pretty. And I was like, yay, this bowl is great. But then, where is it? Huh. Well, anyway, one of these handles is broken. I think it's this one. So I don't know if you can see it. I can barely see it. But I was just kind of looking it over, and then I realized that that handle was broken. So this is a heartbreaker. And usually when things go wrong, I react in one of two ways. Either it's gone really wrong, and maybe three ways. It's gone really wrong, and I just want to get it out of my sight, and it goes outside, and we never look at it again until we have to deal with them. Other way is it turns out great and I'm thrilled. What am I talking about? Okay, so ideally they come out great, right? And you're happy. But sometimes things go wrong. And so if the first thing goes wrong is they look horrible. Something terrible happened, you can't fix it. There's parts of the piece that are left in the kiln because it's shipped off on the shelf. All kinds of things can go wrong. Those I usually get the hammer right away outside. Then there's things like this where the piece is beautiful, but it broke. And so now I have to, this has been sitting here for weeks. I walk past it every day, trying to wonder what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll just put it outside and let birds jump around in it if they want. Bird bath? I don't know. And then finally, the third thing that can go wrong is you have a glaze flaw. Something happens with the glaze where it's got pinholes in it, or it's something's gone wrong that you can attempt to repair. So sometimes you just add more glaze and you run it through the kiln again, and sometimes that fixes it, sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of loss and pain and suffering in pottery, and that's part of the joy of it too, right? Because when things go well, it's such a high. So yeah, that's my little story about life with a kiln and pottery. Anyway, if you see any of these bowls that you like, except this one, send me a little note. I have them sitting here. I can ship them out. I'm putting information, as always, in the description of this video so you can understand how quick and easy it is to order these things. And then yeah, we'll get it out to you. The post office, for some reason, is running like really well right now. They're a day ahead of their estimates on my shipping app. So that's cool. I think they're trying to ramp up for the holidays. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want anything, and see you next time. I forgot to mention, if you're out shopping, there's bowls in the stores. So I know there's a really cool, what we call a peacock bowl out at Marina Bowl Banners right now. Really pretty bowl. It's got a bunch of different colors and glaze effects on it. There are bowls at Lorraine's Legacy in Heartland. There are a lot of bowls at Serendipity in Greendale. I think that's it. I think that's all of it. But yeah, there's bowls out in the shops. So if you need those addresses, go to my website, go under Shop Local, and I've got addresses for all of the locations that I'm in and the ones I just mentioned, as well as a link. You can click it and boom, gives you directions on how to get there. Cool, eh? All right, thanks again. Bye.